But the truth is more dangerous than you think. One word. A simple sentence. It might come out of her mouth quickly and pass through your ears like casual talk. But if you hear it again, it might change everything in your relationship. Did you know that most men clearly hear what a woman says, but very few understand what she hides behind her words? And this is where most men make the mistake. He sits in front of her. He hears her say a sentence. He thinks she means the direct meaning. Then he acts based on that assumption, and the story ends with a silent disaster. He doesn't understand how it started. But what if I told you there are only 7 sentences? If a woman says them to you, you should not believe what you hear. You should look for the real meaning hidden behind them. What if I told you that these 7 sentences can completely change your understanding of women, of yourself, and of why any relationship in your life fails or succeeds? What happened after that was shocking for men who thought they understood everything. Come with me. Take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you won't be said in a regular video. This is not superficial advice. This is real psychology, silent body language, and words hiding secrets that only women know. Let's start with the first sentence, and it is the most dangerous sentence you could ever hear. I'm fine. Wait, don't. Pass by it quickly. When she says to you, I'm fine, in a quiet voice with eyes that don't look at you, this short word might be the most dangerous thing you hear today. Why? Because the normal man hears, I'm fine, and relaxes. The woman says she's fine. That means no problem. That means the situation is normal. That means we continue our lives. But if you truly understood women's language, you would learn that I'm fine in 80% of situations means I am not fine. But I won't tell you the problem because I'm waiting for you to see it yourself. And here lies the secret that only a few understand. When a woman faces an emotional problem, she doesn't necessarily want to explain it. She wants to feel that you care enough to notice that something is wrong. She wants to see your curiosity. She wants to see that you're not comfortable when she says, I'm fine, in that cold way. Imagine this scene with me. You're sitting watching TV. She's sitting beside you in silence. Suddenly you ask her, are you okay? She replies, I'm fine. Then she returns to her silence. Here you have 2 choices. The first choice. You believe her and continue watching TV. Then an hour later you're surprised to find her angry, and you don't know why. The second choice. You turn off the TV, you look into her eyes, and you ask her, no, you're not fine. I know you well. Tell me what's bothering you. The difference between these 2 men is the difference between a successful relationship and another that slowly fails without anyone noticing. But don't go far. There's something more dangerous than I'm fine. The second sentence, as you wish. Don't be happy. This sentence might be a clever trap. When a woman says to you, as you wish, very quietly, or with a sharp smile, she does not mean she agrees with your opinion. She means, you didn't ask for my opinion, so I won't tell you, and I will remember that you didn't care about me. And here lies the intelligence in understanding the difference between consultation and notification. A woman who loves wants to feel that her opinion matters. You as a man, when you ask for her opinion, even if you end up choosing a different option, you are giving her a feeling of security. But when you act as if your decision is the only one that matters, and you hear her say, as you wish, in that way, know that you are losing a part of your relationship without realizing it. Notice the difference. If she said, I agree with you, but have you considered the other option? That's the words of a woman who feels secure, but a cold, as you wish, is not agreement. It is silent surrender. And silent surrender in relationships is more dangerous than screaming. Why? Because screaming means she still cares. Screaming means she wants to fix things. But as you wish comes after she feels that you won't listen to her anyway. So why should she exhaust herself? And here I want to ask you an honest question. How many times have you heard this sentence in your life from a woman you love? And how many times did you think it was just normal agreement? Maybe it's time to change your perspective. The third sentence. Nothing, when you ask her, what's bothering you? She replies, nothing. This might be the most annoying word for men. Because a man is logical. He wants to know the problem to solve it. And the woman knows this. Yet she says nothing. Why? Because nothing in women's language does not mean the problem doesn't exist. Nothing means, the problem is very clear to me, but I want you to figure it out yourself without me telling you. Yes, this might seem unfair in your view, but this is relationship psychology as it is. The woman wants to see that you are attentive enough to know why she's upset without her telling you. A real example, you forgot her birthday. She didn't say anything. You asked her, what's bothering you? She said, nothing. The average man thinks she's just tired. But the smart one knows that nothing here means you forgot an important occasion. And I won't tell you about it because I want you to see how important it is. Yourself. And here is the difference between those who understand women and those who understand nothing. If you let nothing pass like this, it will turn into a cold I'm fine the next day, then into longer silence, then into a cold distance you don't know how it started. But now you know. So don't say after today that you didn't know. The fourth sentence. Do you think I'm beautiful? This sentence seems simple. It might even seem innocent. But the truth is that it is one of the most dangerous sentences in a woman's mouth. Why? Because when she asks you, do you think I'm beautiful? She is not asking for your opinion about her looks only. She is asking you about your feelings toward her in general. The superficial answer, yes or of course. These answers fail the test without knowing. The woman here wants to see how you look at her. She wants to feel that her beauty still affects you. She wants to see your eyes sparkle when they look at her. She wants to feel that you never get tired of her. Notice the difference between two real men. One man says, yes, you're beautiful. This is good, but not enough. The other man stops what he's doing. He looks into her eyes for a long time. Then he says, are you asking because you doubt that? Look at me. You are the most beautiful woman I've seen today, and the most beautiful woman I've seen in my life. Don't ask me again. Look at the difference. The first gives an answer. The second gives a feeling. And a woman lives on feelings, not information. And here I want to tell you something that might change your emotional life. When a woman asks you about her beauty, she doesn't doubt her beauty as much as she doubts that you still see her the same way you saw her the first time. The most beautiful thing you can do is make her feel that she becomes more beautiful every day in your eyes. The fifth sentence. Don't worry, it's not important. Be careful. Be very careful. When she says to you, don't worry, it's not important, she means the complete opposite. It is very important. But she saw that you were busy, or uninterested, or tired. So she decided to withdraw quietly. And this quiet withdrawal is a ticking time bomb. Because in that moment, she says to herself, he doesn't care about what matters to me. So I will stop sharing my feelings with him. And in the coming days, she will start looking for someone else to feel that her feelings matter. Not necessarily another man. But she will look for anything that gives her that feeling. Friends, hobbies, work, anything. And you don't know. You think things are fine because she stopped bothering you with her small problems. But the truth is that small problems are what build the bridge of trust in a relationship. When you ignore them, the bridge collapses from the inside before cracks appear on the surface. Always remember this. When she says, don't worry, and ends the sentence with, it's not important, she is actually saying, you are not important enough for me to share my details with you. The sixth sentence. You've changed. This sentence is often said in a moment of anger or disappointment. But its meaning is much deeper than that dot. When she says to you, "You've changed," she is not talking about your personality only. She is talking about the entire relationship. She is comparing your image at the beginning of the relationship with your image now. In the beginning, you were interested, you asked about her. You called her, you surprised her. You looked at her as if she were the most important person in the world. Over time, you became busy, tired, ordinary. This is normal. But for her, this change is painful. And with this sentence, she is not asking you to become a different person. She is asking you to remember why she loved you in the first place. Most men, when they hear, "You've changed," feel insulted. They reply, "I haven't changed, you're the one who changed." Or they ignore the sentence completely. But the truly smart one stops for a second. He breathes. Then he says, "Maybe you're right. Tell me exactly what you miss. I will try to come back better than I was." This response alone might save a relationship on the edge of the cliff, because when she sees that you are ready to listen and change, she feels that the man she loved is still inside you. And this feeling is the fuel of long relationships, the seventh and final sentence. And it is the most dangerous. I'm tired. Not physical tiredness, soul tiredness. When she says, "I'm tired" in a sad voice with empty eyes, she doesn't need a solution. She needs a hug. This is confusing for men, because when a man hears a problem, he tries to solve it. He says, "Why are you tired? Where did the tiredness come from? How do we fix this tiredness?" But the woman here doesn't want a solution. She wants to feel that someone understands she is tired and that his presence beside her is enough. Men who are successful emotionally know the difference between "I'm physically tired" and "I'm spiritually tired." The first needs rest and sleep. The second needs attention, a hug, and a warm word. Notice this. The woman who repeatedly says "I'm tired" without finding someone to hug her will start looking for another place to feel comfortable. She may not find it, but she will lose hope of finding it with you. And here begins the slow collapse of relationships. Not screaming. No explosion. Just a fuse that goes out day by day. Now, after you've learned these 7 sentences, you might think the important thing is just to know their hidden meaning. But that's not enough. There's something deeper. What happened after that was shocking for those who thought they understood everything, because there's a signal that no one notices. But it's stronger than 1,000 words. Let's talk about body language. Before a woman opens her mouth to say any word, her body has already said everything. Most men only look at the mouth, but those who truly understand look at everything else. Let's start with the eyes. Did you know that the eyes are the most honest part of a woman's body? She cannot lie with her eyes no matter how hard she tries. When she looks at you and her pupils are dilated, that means she feels comfortable and interested. But when she looks away or blinks rapidly, there's something she's hiding. But more importantly, if she stares at your lips while you're speaking, that's a sign of interest or hidden desire. Many men think she's just distracted. But the truth is that this instinct is very natural. And if you notice that she looks into your eyes, then at your lips, then at your eyes again, know that there is a silent message. She's not saying with her tongue. And the hands don't speak an easy language. But those who understand them see an ocean of secrets. The woman who touches her hair while you're talking to her, especially if the touch is slow and repeated, is a clear sign of interest. The woman who puts her hands on her face or cheeks while looking at you is trying to focus on you involuntarily. Her body says, "You are important." But most importantly, if she fidgets with her ring or bracelet or any accessory on her hand, that means there's tension or worry. Ask her gently, "Is something worrying you?" This sentence alone might reveal what she's not saying. And the feet and the whole body. Yes, the feet. Few men look at the feet, but in body language science, the feet are the most honest part of the body. Because we learn from childhood to control our faces and hands. But the feet remain honest. If she's sitting and her foot points toward you, she's interested in what you're saying. If it points away, her mind is occupied with something else. If she's standing and her whole body faces you, she's with you. If her body is slightly turned away, prepare because she will end the conversation soon. And the smile. Not all smiles are equal. The real smile appears in the eyes first. A small wrinkle around the eyes appears and disappears. This smile cannot be faked. The cold smile appears only on the lips. You see it and your heart tells you something is wrong. The woman who smiles at you with this cold smile while you're talking about something important is no longer with you emotionally. Her body is there, but her spirit is somewhere else. And here I want to ask you, how many times have you seen this cold smile and not noticed? Probably more than you think. Let's go even deeper, not just words and body language. There's a whole science to understanding a woman's behavior. Without her saying a single letter, let me tell you about 3 daily behaviors. If a woman does them, she's telling you she loves you without saying, I love you. The first behavior, when she touches you casually and unintentionally. She passes by you and touches your shoulder. She sits beside you and lifts her hair from her face in a way that makes her comfortable, but also brings her closer to you. She asks you to open a water bottle, not because she can't, but because she wants to touch your hand for a moment. These small touches are silent love messages. The man who doesn't understand them thinks they're just normal actions. But those who understand know they are more precious than 1,000 words. The second behavior, when she remembers small details about you, she says to you, today you have an important meeting with. How was it? And you never told her the details of the meeting, but she heard you talking about it a week ago. Or she says, don't you love eating this dish? I prepared it for you. This behavior is not a coincidence. It is a clear sign that she thinks about you even when she's not with you. And she wants you to feel that she knows you well. The third behavior, when she gets jealous in a smart way. Jealousy is not always bad. Soft, smart jealousy is a sign of interest. If she asks you who called you just now, or who is that woman in the picture with you, and she asks gently and curiously, she wants to feel that you are desired. But she also wants to confirm to herself that she is still the first in your heart. But be careful. Excessive jealousy is not love. Excessive jealousy is lack of confidence. Let's continue. But there is something more important than all of the above. All these signals, sentences, and body language will not benefit you if you do not possess the only thing that makes a woman feel true security, and that is emotional security. What does emotional security mean? It means you can hear her feelings without getting upset. You can receive her anger without getting angry. You can understand her sadness without always trying to solve it. You are present with your heart before your mind. Do you know why women sometimes hide their feelings? Not because they love psychological games, but because many men do not accept negative emotions. When she cries, he says, don't cry. When she gets angry, he says, you're exaggerating. When she's sad, he says, forget about it. And over time, she learns to hide her feelings rather than face this rejection. And this is the real reason why women sometimes say, I'm fine when they're not fine. Because they tried to be honest and didn't find anyone to accept them. If you want to be the man that women truly understand, start accepting their feelings as they are. Don't judge them. Don't tell her, that's not logical. Feelings are not logical. Feelings only exist to be felt. When she cries, sit beside her. Don't say anything. Just be there. When she gets angry, listen until she finishes. Then ask her, do you want a solution or do you just want me to listen? This question alone might change everything. Because when you give her the space to be herself without fear of your reaction, you are giving her the most precious thing in the world, emotional security. And the woman who feels emotional security does not hide her feelings. She doesn't say nothing while dying inside. She doesn't say, I'm fine, while collapsing. She is honest because she knows you will accept her. And this is the real relationship. Not a relationship without problems, but a relationship where you can solve problems together, because no one is afraid of the other. Now, after all this, I want to tell you something that might seem strange. Everything we've talked about, all these signals, sentences, and behaviors, will not matter if you don't respect yourself first. Yes, self-respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. The man who respects himself does not accept being treated as less than he deserves. He does not accept being ignored. He does not accept hurtful words. He does not accept being the second choice. The woman who loves a man who respects himself respects him more. Because respect comes from appreciation, and appreciation comes from knowing that this man knows his value. Many men think that complete surrender to a woman is proof of love. So they leave everything, neglect themselves, leave their friends, abandon their goals, just to please her. And this is the fastest way to lose her respect. Why? Because the woman loves a man who has his own life. Not because she wants to suffer, but because the attractive man is the one who has goals, friends, interests, and passion. The man whose whole life revolves around her becomes boring over time. Notice the difference. The first man gives up everything for her, replies to her messages in seconds, cancels his plans if she asks, doesn't ask for anything for himself. The second man loves her but loves himself too, has goals he works on, has friends he spends time with, doesn't reply to her messages immediately because he's busy with his life. But when he's with her, he's fully present. Which of these two men does the woman respect more? The answer is clear. The woman loves to feel that she chose a valuable man, not a surrendered man. And here's an important secret. Being strong doesn't mean being harsh. True strength is being gentle when you need to be gentle, firm when you need to be firm, present when you need to be present. True strength is balance. Let me tell you about 3 qualities that make a woman feel secure with a man who respects himself. The first quality, clarity. The man who respects himself doesn't play games. He doesn't say one thing and mean another. If he's interested, he says so. If he's busy, he says so. If something is bothering him, he says so. The woman lives in constant anxiety with the mysterious man. With the clear man, she rests. She knows where she stands. She knows what he wants. She knows what to expect. Clarity is not a flaw. Clarity is the strongest sign of emotional maturity. The second quality, consistency. The man who is moody with his feelings exhausts the woman. Today he loves her like a queen. Tomorrow he ignores her like a stranger. The man who respects himself is steady. His love is calm. His attention is continuous. He doesn't need to be enthusiastic every day, but he doesn't suddenly disappear. This consistency is what builds real trust. And real trust is the foundation of any long relationship. The third quality, responsibility. The man who respects himself takes responsibility for his mistakes. He doesn't blame others. He doesn't say, "You're the one who upset me," or "Circumstances are the reason." He says, "I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I will try not to repeat the mistake." These simple words diffuse any conflict, because the woman who sees the man admitting his mistake doesn't need to attack him more. She only needs to feel that he understands. Now, let's go back a little. Remember the 7 sentences I told you about in the beginning? I'm fine, as you wish. Nothing. Do you think I'm beautiful? Don't worry, it's not important. You've changed. I'm tired. These sentences are not complex puzzles. They are just silent calls. They are saying to you, pay attention to me, and I need you, and I want you to feel me. Most men miss these calls because they are busy with their lives, or because they think that if a woman wants something, She will ask clearly, but the truth that no one wants to say out loud. Many women don't ask clearly because they've been hurt before. Because they learned that men don't respond to direct requests as we hope. Because they're afraid of seeming demanding or heavy. So they invented a special language between the lines. A language that tells you everything, but in a way that doesn't make them seem weak. Understanding this language is a skill, and skill is acquired through learning and practice. You have learned something new today. What you apply from this video is what will make the difference. But there's one last thing I want you to pay attention to. The most dangerous thing that kills relationships is not betrayal or big lies. The most dangerous thing that kills relationships is slow erosion. Slow erosion means that every day that passes, you lose a small thing of attention. A look, a touch, a question, a laugh. Then suddenly you wake up and you don't know each other. The woman feels this erosion months before the man. She tries to say something indirectly. I'm fine, nothing, I'm tired. And if you don't pay attention, she gives up. And here the story ends not with an explosion, but with a slow melting. If you don't want this to be your story, start today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Send a message now saying, how are you today? Not because you want something, but because you want to feel her. Look into her eyes tonight when she talks to you. Not with your busy eyes, but with your present eyes. Ask her a question you don't normally ask. What makes you happy these days? Or, what do you wish I would do more for you? These small questions build bridges that you don't realize their importance until other bridges collapse. Before we end this video, I want to say one last word about yourself. Don't forget that you matter too. The relationship is not only about you understanding her. The relationship is about you understanding yourself first. What are your feelings? What bothers you? What do you need from her that you've never told her? Many men live in emotional silence. They don't ask for support. They don't show weakness. They don't say I'm tired too. And this kills them from the inside. The strong man is not the one who doesn't need anyone. The strong man is the one who knows when he needs and when to ask. Don't be afraid to tell her, I need a hug today. Don't be afraid to say, I'm emotionally tired. Don't be afraid to be a real human being in front of her. If she is the right woman, she will appreciate your vulnerability because she knows that true trust comes from showing your true self. But if she is not the right one, it's better to know this early. Now, I think you understood the message. In the end, all successful relationships are built on only 3 things: understanding, respect, honesty, understanding. To listen not only to the words, but to the feelings behind them, respect. To value her and value yourself at the same time. Honesty. To be your real self. Not what you think she wants you to be. If you have these 3, your relationships will be completely different. If you don't have them, you will repeat the same mistakes with different people. The choice is yours. Before we close this video, I want you to stop for a second. Think about the last time you heard, I'm fine, from a woman you love. Was she really fine? Did you ask yourself this question? Did you try to see beyond the word? Think about the last time she asked you, do you think I'm beautiful? How did you answer her? And did you feel that your answer reached her heart? Or did it pass like any ordinary word? Think about the last time she said nothing, and you believed her? What if she was telling you something important in silent language, and you didn't notice? Think, change, apply. This is the difference between a man who lives the relationship and another who only lives next to it. You can be the first. If you liked the video, press like, subscribe to the channel, and write your opinion in the comments.